for sure. So cold, but we're always coming back for more. Egos in this wicked game, it's all for sure. Oh, I've got you. If we figured out what it's all about, takes a second and then we're back it again. Coaster ride for the triggered minds, but I don't ever want us to stop it. Go ahead, to let me smile for all I care. Just wanna stay close, don't say that. Ain't gonna leave ya. Sabotage. You're a million.
So good morning once more. A lot of people still joining in. I want you to jump into the chat and type good morning to everyone who's already here. We will get started in the next 2 minutes as more people join in. I want to ask you a couple of questions. How many of you have been able to? Okay, a lot of people still joining in. Sachin is here. Good morning. Vijay, Shashank, Meeta, Mahesh, Srijana, Amol, Shankar, Melroy, Vasu, Vishwanath, S. Prashant, Inder, Ashutosh, Kavita, Prasad, Kiran, Manav. Fantastic. Good morning to everybody who's joined in. Ram, Kamlesh, Anandi is beautiful. Now, I want to ask you one question. How many of you are able to start breaking through some bad habits after the first 2 days of work? Yes, share with me in the chat right now. Are you able to break through some of the bad habits already? Yes, me. Fantastic. Are you able to see a difference? Suresh says yes. Meenal says yes. Bhupinder says me. Revati, Ram, love that. Ashutosh, S. Satya, Shiva, Kamlesh, Anandi. Feel free to share. Feel free to share. What is the habit you are able to break through? Everybody. Asha, S. Prashant, Meenal, Amol. Yes. Ashutosh, fantastic. Very different. Yes, me got result yesterday. Mahesh said, isn't that fantastic? Yes. Shashank says some change. Yes, let's make it big change. Yes. Malra says yes. Andy says anger. Beautiful. Late night mobile surfing, you're able to break through. Fantastic. Over trading. Beautiful. Yes. It's a very easy thing to break through. Procrastination, sticking to the to-do list. Love that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love that. Focus on work, away from mobile. Anger. Quit smoking and started reading and practicing yoga. What an amazing, amazing change. And it's a really difficult change to make. Can everybody type congrats to everybody who has made change? Yes. Ashutosh, amazing. Stop watching TV in the bedtime. Love that. Yes. So I want you to take one moment. Can everybody here help me inspire everybody else in our inner circle group? Yes. How many of you want to help me today? Inspire everybody else, take action. All right. So I want to take the next 2 minutes. Yes. Go to your inner circle WhatsApp group. All right. Me. Yes. Everybody who is able to break through a bad habit, I want you to celebrate it. Go to the inner circle WhatsApp group, the main WhatsApp group, not your accountability group, the main WhatsApp group, and share what is the bad habit. Yes. And are you able to break through it? Yes. Share with me what is the change you have already noticed. I'm giving you 2 minutes, guys. Take your time. Go to the main WhatsApp group. That will inspire others and it will inspire you to hold on to that change. Yes. In order to move forward, in order to, multiply the effect of what has already happened, you need to declare it publicly. And when other people support you in it, you get fantastic results. So I want you to go to the WhatsApp group right now. Yes. And post over there. What is your first breakthrough you've had in the first 2 days? Yes. Are you able to kill procrastination? Yes. What is something you are able to do? Some of you have already been able to, start, improving your anger management. Yes. So if you have shared in the chat, you are able to, quit smoking. Yes. Started reading, practicing yoga. Fantastic. You're able to focus on work. You quit late night mobile surfing. Yes. All of that. I want you to commit there. Yes. And what did you learn from it? Or, how did you break through it? Yes. Reinforce the positivity around this. I'm making you post today because when you post, okay, I quit smoking in the first 2 days. I'm doing this. People encourage you. Yes. You feel proud of yourself. That is the feeling you want to anchor in. And let me explain this a little deeper. So what we did, your bad habit, we attached negativity and pain with it. So you don't want to do it. Now, overcoming the bad habit, staying away from it or doing something different, you want to attach positivity to it, right? You want to attach winning feeling to it. Yes, you want to attach pride to it. So I want you to go to the WhatsApp group, yes, and share. Yes, Ashutosh, go to the WhatsApp group and share what has been, the change you have already experienced. All right. Yes, Ram Nivas Prasad says, you used to get angry every now and then, which is stop. That is fantastic. Yes, what an amazing, amazing change. Melora says, I used to sit late in office and at home till 2 p.m. on net. I changed it yesterday, slept at 12, woke up at 6. Fantastic. You got 6 hours of sleep. Exercising every day. Isn't that fantastic? This has just been 2 days, by the way. Yes. And we are going to, work on making this your new identity. Yes. A lot of amazing stuff still coming up. Shabita says, reduce social media, completed so many pending work. Beautiful. Yes. Able to control my anger. I feel less stressed. Start watching TV, mobile in bedtime and started doing meditation, feel happy. Yes, can control the thoughts to a greater extent. I was able to manage anger. Fantastic. Meeta, also share it in the WhatsApp group. I'm giving you 1 more minute, everybody. Yes. Prashant is saying over trading. Stop. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. Procrastination. I finished all my pending work at office. How amazing is that? Those are pending for a long time. And this says overcome anger. Beautiful. Middle says procrastination reduced and could exercise every day. Shiva says was unorganized, started following discipline and organized. Yes. Ashutosh posted breakthrough is smoking. Ashutosh, give me more details there. Yes. Just share the same message you share in the WhatsApp group. Yes. We want to inspire everybody to create change. Yes. Ashutosh has already shared. Beautiful. I quit smoking, started reading and practicing yoga. How fantastic is that? Yes. Amazing. Reduce procrastination, anger management. Can everybody go to your WhatsApp group, right? Go to your WhatsApp group and the messages you love the most, the changes you love the most, react to them positively. Select them, all right, and react. Give them a heart, give them a thumbs up, because we want to create a positive feeling around this positive change that you have created, right? So you will not only use negative reinforcement to not do the bad habit, you will want the positive reinforcement of doing the good habit. Yes, can everybody help me with this? Let's go to the WhatsApp group and encourage people who have made change. 1 more minute. That's the power of being in a community. Yes, feel free to share messages. We're proud of you. Love the change. Yes, for everybody who has posted, as many people as you can read, their messages. I want you to share this. Yes, or at least react to it. It takes very little time to react to the messages. All right, can we all do that for a moment? Yes. Beautiful. So I'm giving you last 60 seconds and we will get started with day 3. Fantastic. They're saying control my anger, started sleeping on time and woke up early. Fantastic. Share that in the WhatsApp group. Also, Kiran says sense of fulfillment for doing things as planned. Yes. Yes. How many of you are already feeling like a winner? Yes, type me in the chat. That's the feeling you want to keep safe in your heart, that you want to carry with you every single day. Vinal says, observed change in my reaction to others in a polite way. That's fantastic. Yes, it's a shift in your personality itself. And was conscious about my thoughts. This change should last forever, though. Let's not be skeptical. Yes, let's appreciate it. That's one of the key things in making it last. If you're too self-critical, "Arey, 2 din to kar liya, aage kya hone wala? I don't know." Which means you're already at some level giving up. Yes, can we all get out of that mindset? Yes, yes. See, when there is a wedding at your home, right, and you miss brushing your teeth, you are awake all night. Somebody's getting married, your sister or cousin or somebody. You're awake all night, right? And the next morning, you don't brush your teeth. You just have, tea, coffee, whatever it is. Does it mean that you have gone back to your 2-year-old self who used to never brush their teeth? That habit is broken forever if you missed once? No, no. Yes. So there are going to be days where you may miss, doing exercise. You may miss this change once. Yes. But you have to understand, it doesn't mean that you have gone back to your old identity, right? Everybody misses once or twice. Yes. And you are this new person who is living with this change that you have created for yourself, right? Okay. So let's get started with something super powerful today. Today, I want you to we are going to now dive into our past a little bit. We're going to work on some past trauma that we may have built up, saved, stored in our memories for the last, several years. So the first 2 days were about breaking automatic habits, breaking automatic bad habits, breaking automatic bad behavior. Yes. So Archana says, I started walking, reading 10 pages daily. Fantastic. Anger control is going difficult. That's okay. We're still going to work on this. After 3 days, do switch pattern for anger management as well. All right. So what I'm talking about today is first 2 days were about breaking automatic patterns. The next 3 days is going to be about deleting past trauma, healing your past trauma and doing it consciously. Yes. That will help us create a beautiful inner world. By the way, final reminder, all the group scores have to be posted in the WhatsApp group. If it hasn't been, make sure you do it right now. All right. Fantastic. Somebody's asking for the meeting link. Let me just share it once more, since lots of messages are posted. They may have missed out. All right. Today, we are going to dive into, or work on some of the biggest hurt, right? Some of the biggest negative events that may have happened in our own lives, right? It's going to be emotionally tough. You're not going to want to do what I'm going to ask you to do today, right? And it's going to feel painful. We're going to dive really deep today. But this is one of the most important things you can ever do for yourself. Reassign the meaning to the most traumatic events in your life, right? And I will show you exactly how to do this. So first we'll talk about the internal state loop. The internal state loop is, an NLP description of what has shaped your behavior from the past, right? Understanding what has shaped our behavior, meaning reassignment, and you will see an instant visible breakthrough today. I've seen so many people that I've helped, right? Once they assign the meaning to their past trauma, their personality changes. Yes, you'll be able to see it within hours. Yes, it's like a load has been lifted off their shoulders. There have been people who had back pain for years, they didn't know why. Yes, and once we work on their past trauma and meaning reassignment, they'll wake up the next day and they'll say, oh my God, it's such a release. The back pain is gone. I'm not having it today, right? So is my volume okay, by the way? Shivkumar says, raise the volume. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Let me just check if I can increase the volume. Yes, it's okay. All right. So let me just increase it just in case you want me to. It's okay, clear. I'm going to increase it just in case. Some people's earphones, audio devices are not that fine-tuned or powerful. All right. Is this better? Is this better, Shivakumar? Yes, crystal clear. Fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to understand how our mind, how our self absorbs the different incidents that we go through in our life. So some people just joining in. Yes, we're getting started with the internal state loop and meaning reassignment, right? So what is the internal state loop? See, this is going to define why we react and make decisions and behave in a certain way, right? At a level of, not even psychology, at a level of past programming, subconscious programming that we have done for ourselves in the last few decades since we were born. So NLP gives us a powerful framework or set of stages in which our behaviors are shaped depending upon the incidents that happened, the situation that we went through in our own life. So it can be understood in the form of the internal state loop. Today, we are going to do some deep work and find some unconscious patterns to our behaviors, right? Not only our behaviors, these unconscious patterns may affect our decisions and our emotional patterns as well. Okay. So I'm just going to mute everybody so there are no disturbances. Just be mindful of your microphones, guys. All right. Now, how many of you can instantly think of, something from your past that is so painful you try to avoid thinking of it? Yes. Just type yes or no in the chat. Yes. Yes or no? Yes. Yes, Archana says yes, yes. It can be, a relationship that hurt you, a past relationship. It can be losing a loved one. Yes, we are going that deep today. It can be, going through a very traumatic experience in terms of in your job, losing somebody you love. It can be a fight. It can be you being ashamed of yourself for something you did. Yes, it can be you being ashamed of somebody close to you, like your parents or your brother, sister, your husband, wife, even your children. Yes, it can be, something that has, you've tried to suppress over the last few years, although it is affecting your behavior. You may not even have noticed it. It is affecting your decisions, your emotional patterns in every which way. All right. So let's dive a little deeper. What is the internal state loop? So what happens in our life is there are activating events that trigger us in different ways. So the first step in this loop is activating events. So something happened, right? Something happened, something which is a little traumatic, right? For example, maybe, you lost your job, right? You got laid off from your job. And that too, you got laid off when not many people got laid off. Maybe you got laid off for poor performance, right? Maybe you broke up in a relationship. Maybe somebody you were close to passed away, right? So something happens. Then what we do is we create an internal representation of it. Yes, we create an internal representation of it. How we feel about it emerges from this internal representation. For example, if you were fired by your company, you can create an internal representation of, you know, I didn't do enough hard work in the company. Yes, that can be one of the internal representations. Another internal representation can be, there is too much politics in this company, right? From varying from person to person, somebody else could be, I wanted this only, even though they didn't want it. Right? They will convince themselves, I wanted this only. Anyways, I was not happy. Yes. So different people, different internal representations, from the same event. Anu says losing parent can be, yes, losing a parent. For me, it was losing my father in 2019. It was, and I will share that exact story with you. But today, can I ask all of you guys to be completely emotionally open? Yes, type open in the chat. Your deepest hurts. I want to get there. Don't leave anything. Let's get to the bottom. Yes. Are you ready to be open with me? Completely emotionally open. Yes. And the second thing is, can everybody promise me that this is going to be a safe space? Yes. For anybody who shares their deepest emotional hurt. Yes. Can you type safe in the chat? Safe, everybody. Safe in the inner circle WhatsApp group and in the Zoom chat also. Can you promise not to ridicule, not to make judgments of anybody, even if they talk about the mistakes they made? Yes. Can everybody promise me this is a safe environment for everybody else? Yes. Safe. Fantastic. Now, having these two prerequisites in place, I want you to dive deep. Yes, it can be losing a parent. It can be even more tough, such as losing a child. What's worse than losing a parent is losing a child. Yes. So it could be, something, a loss at that level. It could be, by the way, not everybody has experienced that trauma, right? If you haven't experienced something like that, it could be something like, you being critical on yourself, losing a job. Absolutely. Yes. I'm only saying feeling some resistance. Yes. Yes. I want you to let that resistance go and try to look at things, in an open way. You're feeling resistance because it is one of the most protected things you have in your psyche, right? Deep traumas are protected by your, emotional barriers. You don't want to let it out because you feel like it has varying degrees of negative meanings for you, right? So I want you to go to it anyways. Yes, because if we work on this today, there will be literally nothing stopping you in your life. It's a super powerful thing we're going to do today. Yes. So how it is built is activating events happen. There is an internal representation that we give to it, right? Then we decide the meaning we assign to it, right? Decided meaning. We literally decide what it means, right? Once you decide what it means, and by the way, nothing in your life has hurt you. No incident in your life has hurt you, right? What has hurt you is the meaning you gave to that incident, right? Yeah. Yeah. It can be something like toxic, manipulative mother, right? It can be something, we've had people previously in the inner circle community where they've talked about even being, molested, sexually abused. Yes. And it can be one of the toughest things to talk about, right? But I want you to go there today. Yes. We decide the meaning behind these things. Let me give you that example itself. For example, in one of the previous batches, and it was, I don't know, it was a coincidence or it was such an amazing coincidence. There were two ladies who were talking about, being taken advantage of, molested, yes, as a younger person. Now, one of them made this internal representation that I can't trust anybody. Right? They went through a similar experience, and one of them had this internal decided meaning that you can't trust anybody, not even in your family, right? And because of that, she was actually on her third marriage. Subconsciously, she didn't know. So she could not trust anybody. She couldn't trust the first person in her marriage. That marriage broke down. The second one also broke down. She was already on her third marriage, right? She couldn't trust any of the men in her relationships, right? On the other hand, in the same meeting, there was this lady who had gone through a similar experience. And yet the meaning that she assigned to it, or the mission that she gave to herself was, if I can be molested in such a way, I can go through such a tough experience in my life. Then what about the people who don't even have the resources that I have? Right? What about those ladies who live in a village? She was from Mumbai, right? So she made it her mission in life to be a lawyer, to be a fighter for people those who don't have the voice. And she is a lawyer in the Bombay High Court. She talks to the Chief Justice of India, super successful woman. Imagine, same incident, radically different meanings and radically different results in their life. Yes. Having a few things, this is crazy because of the meaning they gave to what they went through in life. Yes. Mita is already sharing kidney failure of brother on dialysis for the last 25 years. I had 3 surgeries due to wrong medicines given by a doctor. Yes. A lot of trauma. Lost my mother during COVID, husband cheating for 2 years and after being together for 17 years. A lot of trauma here. Yes. Once we decide the meaning that we assign to these incidents, this meaning assignment, which happens subconsciously, it determines our emotional state, right? Whenever we think about this. And because it determines our emotional state, it affects our decision making. It affects your decisions going forward, right? So let's dive a little deeper. Activating events. Let me give you one more example. So, let's take a totally different example. So I was in school in DPS RK Puram in Delhi in class 11th and 12th. So we had this amazing principal, Mrs. Shyama Chona, right? And like DPS RK Puram is ranked consistently like the #1 school in the entire country. And this amazing lady, Mrs. Shyama Chona, she has received like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan, all of that, very, very highly decorated, and she published her book. I still remember we were there on the launch of this book, right? She published this book called Effective Parenting. Effective Parenting. It is still available on Amazon. So what she talks about is, during that event, she was saying her daughter was born autistic. Her daughter's name is Tamanna, right? So Tamanna was born autistic. And when she was born, just like any person, she was devastated, right? Why my daughter has to be autistic, right? This is so unfair, right? And she was very unhappy about it. Anybody would be, right? And then she goes on to say that it took me 30 years to realize what a blessing Tamanna was, right? Now, 30 years later, what has she done? She did not only help Tamanna learn how to read and write despite being autistic, she opened up a school called the Tamanna School of Hope, where she helped over 3,000 autistic children learn how to read and write and make progress in their life. That was her mission all along. She just didn't know it. 30 years later, she found this was the most positive thing that could ever happen to her. Because of her, that mission, she got recognized in many different ways. She got the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan. She became the principal of the #1 school in the entire country. Yes. Whatever happens to us happens for a reason. Life is happening for us. It's not happening to us. Life is happening in our favor. We just don't see immediately what it might mean, right? See, these interactions, these experiences, these outcomes trigger us to create an internal representation. So we become judgmental. We make assumptions, right? We create certain interpretations of these events. Somebody, let's say somebody's talking about, let me give you another example, a more extreme example, and you will understand exactly what I'm talking about. In the Vietnam War, there is this very famous incident where an entire, group of soldiers were traveling through a forest, right? And planes were going overhead, right? They stopped somewhere and 2 people got down, 2 soldiers got down, and they went to, I think they were trying to dig out a mine or something. Yes. So they were trying to remove something from the road, 2 people. The rest of them are there in 3 or 4 vehicles. And some planes passed by and they dropped bombs on them. Now, these 2 people who were far away from this convoy of 3 or 4 cars filled with soldiers, they could literally see right in front of them all their friends, all their seniors, their entire group blown up to pieces. Those were the only 2 guys who survived that bombing, right? Blown up to pieces right in front of them. Heads in a different place, hands and legs in different places. Imagine how traumatic that must be. Now, when they came back to the US, one of them was severely depressed. By the way, nobody blamed him for being depressed. Anybody would be. That's what people said. The other one started a fund for battered soldiers. right? The other one assigned a meaning that if this incident happened and I still survived, then Jesus Christ must have some purpose for me. That's the meaning he assigned to that incident in his head, right? Whereas the person who was depressed, who unfortunately went on to commit suicide eventually, what meaning he assigned was the world is infinitely cruel. How can one human being do this to another human being? Blow them up to pieces. Yes. So imagine exact same incident, radically different meanings, which ends up in radically different lives. Right? And that person who started the Fund for Soldiers went on to receive one of the top honors in the US. Yes. How many of you have heard stories like this all the time? Yes. How many of you heard stories like this? Yes. A lot of people are already sharing. You give money to somebody, they cheated you. Yes. How many of you heard successful people share their traumatic stories and how they overcome them? Right? It's because of the new meaning that they can still assign to what happened. Now let's talk about the most difficult thing that people grapple with, losing a loved one, right? See, when you lose a loved one, the problem is not that you've lost them. The problem is that you feel they should be alive. You're following along with me here. When my father passed away, the pain was real, but the suffering was optional. Because I was telling myself, he should be alive. This is so unfair. The pain is very real, but the suffering created because of telling myself that it is unfair, it is unjust. This is not fair, right? Who the hell am I to decide? I didn't decide when he was born. We are not God, right? There are children who pass away even before being born. We are not God. Do you understand? So I chose then to be thankful for the years that I did have with my father. Yes. This can be even more traumatic when you lose a child. People who lose their children, over 70% of the time, the husband and the wife will break up. The relationship will break up. Yes, they cannot handle the trauma together. And yet, how many of you have heard about this man in Mumbai whose child passed away because there was a pothole on the road, and because of an accident, his bike crashed and the child passed away. And he actually goes around the city filling up potholes for free, broken roads. Anybody seen that? It was featured on Good News Today very recently. Yes, this guy. Imagine the amount of emotional strength that takes. Yes, everybody's seen that. Yes, he's repairing roads for free, not waiting for the government to do it because he doesn't want other children to go through that same experience. How powerful is that? Yes. So no matter what it is, yeah, there are people in Bangalore, Hyderabad, but recently I saw from Mumbai, there's a guy who travels in a van and does this. I'm sure more people are inspired by him and they're doing it everywhere, right? So how many of you are ready today to pick up some of the toughest, at least one of the toughest thing in your life and assign a new meaning to it? Yes. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Listen, iron has to go into a furnace to come out as steel. Steel is many, many, many times stronger than iron, right? It has to go, it has to get burnt. It has to go through those experiences. We don't know right now why it is happening to us, but everything happens in your favor. Chandra says, can failure in business be assigned a meaning to? Absolutely, it can. It's one of the easiest things to assign a new meaning to. See, in business, no, every lesson costs money. Every lesson you learn in business costs you money, and the best lessons cost more, right? So if you've lost money, thank the universe for teaching you that lesson. Yes, what did you learn from it? How has it made you stronger? That's the question. Yes, this is how to find the purpose of that suffering. You don't have to find the purpose. The purpose will come to you automatically. First, change the meaning of that incident. Why do you think it happened? Yes. See, adversity builds character. Adversity builds character. Yes, because you learned something from what went wrong. Ask yourself, okay, if there is a guardian angel, yes, if there is an angel who's always looking after me, why would they want me to go through this bad experience? What do they want me to learn from this? If you ask that question, yes, you will have the answer. Yes, Paul says, in failure in marriage and relationship also has purpose. Absolutely. Right? It is teaching you how to become a master in handling people that you had to break up with. Let's say several years from now, you meet somebody who's going through the same experience that you have had. People in family letting you down, insulting behavior, yes, or having a manipulative mother. If you find somebody else tomorrow who might be going through a same experience, having a manipulative mother or father, or who has had a bad relationship, will you guys be able to give them good advice or not? Let's say it's your own daughter. Let's say it's your own son 10, 20 years from now. Yes. Yes. Are you prepared for that or not? Or not? Yes, you will be. Maybe that's your purpose. Maybe 10 years from now, 5 years from now, there are people out there waiting for you to help them. Maybe that's the purpose the universe has chosen for you. Right? We just don't know it yet. My sister, she spent last 4 or 5 years almost living in the UK in London. She used to work in an NGO. The founder of that NGO, this amazing lady, she was almost, I think, 85 years old. And her story was when she was young, she was, I think, 24 or 25. She had 2 kids and a husband, right? One fine day, she goes out to grab milk and eggs, right? And before she could get back home, she could see a huge crowd on the street. Her entire home was on fire, right? And both her kids passed away. Her husband passed away. Yes. She took that incident and she turned it into a positive. Imagine that, right? If this happened to me, right, there might be a reason why those kids came into my life. And that reason she decided was, I want to help other people prevent these kind of incidents. Yes, her NGO has helped over 60,000 people, right, in the last 30, 40 years. That's the level of emotional strength that she's able to build for herself. Every day she's inspired. Prince Charles, now he's King Charles. When he was Prince, he actually visited that NGO, right? So I want to implore you today. I want to push you today to redesign, create a new meaning to whatever it is that you have experienced in your life, no matter how traumatic, no matter how difficult it is to think of it right now. Yes. Now, this decided meaning, no, you have a choice. What meaning I want to assign to this? Yes. Subconsciously you assign, but today you can assign a conscious meaning to this. I will give you a step-by-step process. Just think of the incident. Start thinking about what positive came out of it. You may not know it today. You can assign a positive meaning today to it. Yes. You can have empathy for the other person is the emotional state. People are sharing, people in my family letting you down, insulting behavior. How do you have empathy for somebody like that who's insulting you? Well, hurt people, hurt people. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody who's hurt is the one who's going to hurt others. If somebody is abusive, if somebody is insulting to you, somebody is rude, it's because they've gone through a tough time in their own life. Something is happening in their life right now that's making them bitter, or something has happened in the past that is making them behave that way. Because if you are very honest, when are we rude to others? We are not all, angels here. Sometimes we are also rude to others. And when is that? Most commonly, we are rude to others or we are insulting of others when we are already frustrated about something and our life is not in the right place. Yes or no? How many of you would agree with this if you're 100% honest? Yes or no? Type yes or no in the chat. Agree? Yes. And that's true for every other human being, right? So if somebody is behaving not like they should, it's probably because they have gone through something tough in their own life, right? If you can help them, do. If you can't, have empathy for them, forgive them. Yes. The Dalai Lama forgives the Chinese soldiers who killed Tibetans, right? How tough is that? But if you forgive, it is like letting go all the negative energies that is within you. When you say, I hate somebody, where is the hate? It's within you. Remember? We talked about this. When you hate somebody, who is feeling the hate? That person should, but it's within you. Nelson Mandela once said, storing anger or resentment against somebody is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Yes. Yeah. And says, can you repeat the last sentence? All right. So can you let me know exactly what it was about? So having empathy regarding these people, forgiving them will help you be 100% you. Yes. Will help you get out of victimhood into ownership. See, when you are constantly telling yourself that my husband is not treating me fairly, or somebody is, being unjust to me, you are not able to be 100% mother. You're not able to be 100% daughter. You're not able to be 100% employee or business leader. Yes. Once you let go of all of that with forgiveness, when I say forgiveness, you don't even have to go to that person and say anything. Just internally visualize that person, see the forgiveness from your heart to that person's heart. Do this for 21 days. You'll be able to forgive them. Yes. Yes. Wish the universe may give them all the happiness and prosperity they need, so they are also healed. Yes. Now, once you work on your emotional state, yes, we will go through. Chandra, so right now I'll guide you through 7 or 8 questions, step by step. So we will reassign the meaning to whatever it is you want to work on. Kiran says, sometimes forgiving or letting it go makes you feel bad or sad. It is supposed to. When you're forgiving things, when you're letting it go, your ego, your mind self, your ego will say, how can you forgive? This person doesn't, deserve forgiveness. You may be right? That person doesn't deserve forgiveness. Look at this sentence. You may be right, but does your child deserve a 60% mother or 100% mother? You're not doing it for that person. Does your mother deserve 100% daughter or a 75% daughter? Does your company, do your clients or customers deserve a 50% you or 40% you? Because half of you is engaged in that conflict all the time, right? You're not doing it for that person. You're doing it for yourself and the ones you love. And that's worth anything else that may be negative. Is it worth it or not? For yourself and the people you love to forgive anybody who may be creating a negative influence? You tell me. It is. All right. What happens after we work on this emotional state? Yes. So forgive people for yourself, for the people you love. Right. It starts to influence our decision making. The impulsive responses, an objective way of looking at things can only be built. You can control your impulses, you can control your responses, you can look at things objectively after you have reassigned the meaning to these things. Right. So this is the internal state loop, how it programs us, how incidents in our life programs us in a certain way. Somebody who loses a job might be like, oh, corporate companies are very, political. Somebody else might be, I am not good enough. Somebody else might be, I landed the wrong boss. He was jealous of me. Yes. Hundreds of different meanings to the same incident. Yes. And, all the joy in your life comes from the meanings you've assigned to your life. Yes. It's not the incident itself that matters. It's the meaning that matters. By the way, if you are not convinced of this, let me give you one other example. A very funny, not even funny, let's call it a unique example. So you see, these people on the street who are transgenders. Have you seen transgenders? Sometimes on the traffic lights, they will come, they will clap and they will beg you for money. They will ask you for money. Yes. If you don't give them money, let's say you're sitting in an auto rickshaw, they will start sometimes even touching your private parts. Yes. Now, if a man does that, that's sexual abuse. He will go to jail for it. And when a transgender person does that, it's a different meaning you assign to it. People around you will actually laugh. Yes. As a society, it's a different meaning to that exact same incident. In one case, it is sexual abuse, punishable offense. In the other case, somebody is just laughing at you. You understand? So even in such grave situations, it's the meaning you assign to that incident that matters. There's a light bulb on moment for you. Type LB in the chat. Yes. I want you to reassign the meanings to the most traumatic incidents you have gone through in your life. Pick one, the most painful one. And it will fundamentally change who you are as a person. If you're ready, here is the meaning reassignment exercise. I want you to write down 3 of the biggest negative events in your life. If you can't find 3, just start with 1. Everybody, let me know when you're done. If you want to share it in the chat, go ahead. If not, just write it with pen and paper for yourself. All right. 1, 2, or 3 of the biggest negative events in your life. Start with 1. This is the first step. Type done in the chat once you're done writing. And I will share my exercise also, right? Yes, losing job. Okay. Feel free to share in the chat if you want to. Done. Praveen is done. Okay. Biggest negative events in your life. We're talking about the worst one. We're talking about the big one. Yes. Don't hide from it. Don't say, I will work on that one later. No, no, no. The one that you don't want to work on, that's the one you need to work on the first. Yes. Cheated on by husband. What a painful experience to go through. Right. Feel free to share in the chat. If you want to just write it for yourself, type down in the chat once you've done. Father's sudden death made me think that I'm losing on his guidance on my failure. Still today that happens. Yes. Very similar thing happened to me also. Chandra says done, Kalika says done. Write down what are some of the biggest negative events that has happened in your life. The peak of my career, I was told to resign. Okay. Yes. Fired from job. Brother-in-law cheated on property sharing. I hate them the most. Yes. Lost a lot of money on trading. Yes. Done. Losing my sister when I was 14. Cheated. Okay. Lot of tough things. Neha sending you lots of love and healing energy. Anandi says betrayal of friend. Yes. Lost in business. Anandi says huge money. Yes. Failure in my career. Yes. Done. Meenal says done. Okay. Sangeeta says done. So says all the relatives were against my decision. Yes. You need to forgive them today, Ashutosh. Done. Fantastic. Choose. What is it that you really need to work on? Yes. Ruben says, never thought of things like that. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Yes. Today, you're going to stop thinking of those things in a negative way. Yes. Not able to stand for myself, losing self-respect, got completely negative, messed my present. Okay. Not reaching peak performance in my job. Okay. Negative events. If you can focus on specific events, that will be even more powerful. Business failure because of colleagues cheating. Yes. Now, let's take that example, right? Somebody cheated you out of money. It can be a partner, it can be investor, somebody, right? Now, there's so many meanings that you assign to those things. For example, you may think like, I can't trust anybody. We should never start a business with a partner. Yes. I will only control my own money. Some people assign it meaning like, it's okay to earn less. Yes. That person cheated me because I was greedy. Many people assign these kind of meanings. Yes. Or some people assign that, people who are asking for money are all bad. Yes. You will never hire somebody, who will actually be good for you because somebody else cheated you. Yes. So many different negative meanings we assign to these things. Yes. Never thought of things like negative or positive. Yeah. You have to start thinking of it as extremely positive. And write this down, everybody. Life is always happening for me. Life is always happening for me and not to me. Yes. Life is always happening for me and not to me. One of my favorite things I learned from Tony Robbins, actually. Okay. Kierna says, choosing wrong business partner. Okay. Life is always happening for me, Vishwanath, not to me. You've written the wrong one. Life is always happening for me, which means in my favor, right? And not to me. All right. Don't copy Vishwanath's statement. Yes, Suresh is corrected. Life is always happening for me. Yes, Vishwanath, you got it right this time. Life is always happening for me. If you live by this, no matter what happens, you're going to take all of that and turn it into an amazing positive motivation and energy. That is a requirement if you want to be successful in life. That is the cost of being legendary in life. Yes, you have to turn all the biggest failures, all the pains, all the hurt into motivation. Don't you see? All the cricketers who are famous, they always say, nobody believed in me, or only one or two people believed. I was still motivated. You assign positive meanings. Yes, have you heard that? Life is always happening for me and not to me. No matter what happens, you'll only be successful if you can assign positive meanings to every single thing that is happening in life. All right. I'm assuming everybody's done with step one. Step number two is, what were your assumptions about it? When this happened, What did you assume about the people involved and about yourself? So when you lost your job, when, let's say somebody cheated you out of money, what did you assume about that person? What did you assume about you? What did you assume about the situation? What were some of your assumptions about? Feel free to share in the chat or write on pen and paper. No, not what did you want to do to them? So let's say Ashutosh is saying, I wanted to shoot them. So the real question is, why did you want? Because you believe something about them. You assume something about them, right? Your relatives were against you. You assumed they want the worst for you, right? That was your assumption. Although it might just be their programming. Elder people, who oppose others getting married, they were born 30, 40, 50, 60 years before you. And in those days, you could be killed for marrying the wrong person. Yes, you could be driven out of your village. You could be, ostracized because of it. So forgive them for having their own worldview of their own programming. You don't want to shoot them, right? When a loved one, picks up a gun, do you want to shoot them? Yes. Do you want to pick up your own gun and shoot them? Or do you want to, help them put their gun down with love? Right? That's the question here. Everything says thought, this is because of my karma. Yes, that's one of the assumptions. Confidence broken about them. Yes. Sangeet says, my mother said I was ugly. I assumed I was ugly. What a tough thing to go through, right? Well, they weren't that bad actually. Blamed myself for my nature. Yes, some people, different people, different assumptions. It may not even be about other people. It may be something out of your control. What were your assumptions about the whole event? Yes. Now, didn't get support and had to choose. Yes. Now you'll go and hug them. If you can, that's fantastic, but you don't need to. Forgiving someone must happen internally, right? What meaning did you internally assign to each of those events? Can everybody write what is the meaning you assigned? Padma says, I want to earn money, show my brother-in-law I can withstand by myself. How long is that going to motivate you? Showing somebody else, Padma, it is going to make you take a different type of decisions. You will want to make quick money. Yes. Does your life need to be defined by showing your brother-in-law that you can make your own money? Or does your life must be defined but by doing what you love and what you are passionate about? Even if it takes maybe 10 years for you to earn, but you love what you do. You're following your passion. Yes. Yes. Priya says, I can overcome anything. Fantastic. Anu says, for cheating partner, what meaning can I say? What is the assumptions you had first? Why did your husband cheat? Even if you don't want to share it here in the chat, that's completely fine. I want you to write it for yourself. Once you realize what meaning you did assign, then you can reassign the new meaning. Yes. Felt I'm their punching bag. Yes. Meaning assigned to be careful in decision making. Think 100 times before choosing partner. Yes. Think 100 times before choosing a partner. Do you think you're going to be very successful in trusting people, building partnerships in business if you're going to think 100 times before choosing a next partner? No. Yes. Kalman is true. So what meaning did you internally assign to that event first? What emotional state did that meaning put you in? Can you share when you assigned that meaning? What emotional state did that put you in? It made you angry, or it made you, self-hatred happened. Yes, some people start hating themselves. Why, how could I put myself in that position? Yes. I am stupid when they're saying I did the wrong thing. All of these things. Yes. As Prasan says, we should love what we're doing. Yes, that's the final thing. But what happened? Heavy financial losses. What it put you in? Frustrated. Yes. Want to be a person in the family which every sees. Okay. Kiran says, felt I'm alone in life. I need to still take care of everything. Right. So you became a lone warrior. Many people go into this lone warrior mindset where you self-sabotage. If you feel like I need to do everything alone, when somebody who genuinely wants to help you also, you will block them from helping you in your life. Yes or no? It becomes a hurdle in your own growth. I'll do everything on my own. I don't need anybody. You feel like it's a good thing. Not really. Yes. Meaning assigned that they will do what they want. All of these things, right? Sometimes feel helpless. Yes. Helplessness is one feeling. Some people feel depressed. Yes. So that negative meaning you assign to that incident, it puts you in a negative emotional state all the time. And by the way, for a moment, let's think about this. We know what is the language of the universe. Anybody remembers what is the language of the universe? What is the language of the universe? Your emotional state, no? So you're carrying this hurt and trauma right now. Also, you are feeling bad thinking of it. So it is there within you. It puts you in this negative emotional state many times. And then you come and ask me why you're not able to manifest positive things in your life. Yes. The universe only listens to your emotional state, right? So you have to be in a positive emotional state. And it requires you to work on your deepest trauma. Yes, language of the universe is your emotional state. Those who are not familiar with this, we have a 5-day boot camp. We have a scientific manifestation masterclass. I will give it to you for free, everybody who's in the inner circle. Yes, when we do the next one. And you can attend, right? So, first 4 questions. If it is done, type done in the chat. Yes, considering loss in trading as cost of learning. Fantastic. Cost of learning. See, in business, in investments, in trading, in life, every lesson has a cost. And good lessons cost the most. So you got a very good lesson. Be happy for it. Yes. Everybody done with the first 4 questions? You know, you've decided the incident. You know what you assumed about it. What meaning you internally assigned to that event. And what emotional state it put you in because you assigned that meaning. Yes. Yes, Shashank is frustrated, depressed, felt like a loser, right? It's a tough thing to go through. Worked way hard on myself mentally to move out of slumber. Yes. I'm also not yet getting what are my emotions about it. Not right now, but when it happened, what were the emotions you felt then, right? Step 4, these things you've done. Now, let's dive a little deeper. Because you got into this emotional state, how did this way of thinking influence your decision making? Everybody, how did this way of thinking influence your decision making? Considering self-independent due to cheated by my husband, yes. Yes. You're trying to be independent. So that's the decision you made, right? When it's not able to take any decision, yes, it made you analysis paralysis happen in your life. It made it, right? You didn't have the confidence to make decisions strongly. Might be. How did it influence your decision making? Became sharp to move forward, bounce back. Yes, some people react very positively. This is after my brother's kidney failure, I've completed and CA, and since then taking care of my parents' family like their son. Maybe it's time when society should know that not all daughters want property rights. Yes, they also share responsibilities in time, in need, maybe gender equity. Yes. So it is pushing you towards a mission in your life. It's pushing you towards, being the champion for some cause in your life. That's a very positive thing. Shashank says, very conservative decision making, did everything very carefully, felt lonely, so got tired to get along with people extra nicely. Yes, sometimes you change your behavior to adapt. Yes. And it does become lonely when you decide that you can't trust others or when you're hurt. Yes. And it hinders your progress. By the way, most people stop taking risk after negative incidents. And that is why you stop getting rewards. Does everybody understand? To get big rewards in life, you need to take big risks. And the first instinct most people have after a negative incident, no risk. What happens then? No rewards also starts happening. Yes. Can you connect that? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Right. So the moment you stop yourself from taking risk, you're sacrificing a lot of rewards. Right. Okay. Let's move on to the second set of questions. The most important question for today. What is the new meaning you can assign to that same event? Yes. What is the new meaning you can assign to that same event? What have you learned from it? How has it made you stronger? Right? But this has made the positive decision, but not able to go forward successfully, right? So assign positive meaning to those things. Forgive those people involved. Yes. If your husband cheated on you, maybe it's time to forgive him. The rest of your life should not be defined by showing him, right? You don't want to store that anger. You want to let it go. It's the tough thing I'm asking you to do. Yes. But that is what will make you whole. Truly being able to forgive them. That will what will help you move forward. It doesn't mean you have to go and tell him anything. You don't have to go and tell him anything. Yes, in your mind, for yourself, you have to work on this forgiveness. Super tough thing to do, yes. If being abundant, if being emotionally free, if having a beautiful inner world was easy, everybody would be millionaires and billionaires. Yes. Yes, It is difficult. I'm not asking you to do an easy thing today. But have you decided that I will only do easy things in life? Anybody who has made that decision, I will only do easy things in life. I will not do tough things. Anybody like that here? You're in the wrong place then, right? No. If you're unable to forgive yourself, if you're unable to forgive somebody, I want you to work on this for 21 days. For 21 days, only for 5 minutes in the morning, right? Ask you. So two things. Empathize with them. Ask yourself, if I was in that person's situation and I did the exact same thing, why would I have done it? Try to understand, try to look at the situation from their eyes. It may be true, it may be false. But if I had done the similar thing, why would I have done it? Try to look at the situation from their eyes. That's the first thing. Second thing, visualize that person standing in front of you and forgive them. Yes, say 11 times, some people say it's 21 times, I forgive you. And see forgiveness, positive energy, yellow, golden light flowing from your heart to their heart, and you smiling and forgiving them. It'll take you only 5 minutes to do this. You do this for 21 days, your deepest hurt will be resolved. Yes. Yes. And as I said, after reading The Selfish Genes, my perception about death is completely changed. Yes, sometimes feels, am I becoming emotionless? So I'm not familiar with the book. Yes, but let's talk about death a little bit. We'll talk about it. So number 7 is, how many of you are able to assign this new meaning and tell me what is the new state it puts you in? What is the new meaning you gave to it? How has it made you stronger? What is the lesson you learn from it? What is the lesson you want to take from it for the rest of your life? Yes. Is it putting you in an empowering state? Yes. Amol says, what if I'm guilty? Then you have to forgive yourself first. It's okay. We're all guilty in many places. So you have to forgive yourself. You have to work on, I forgive myself. It's okay. Talk to yourself as the 3-year-old version of you, as a child, right? Because you are somebody's child. You didn't drop from heavens to this planet. Talk to your parents' child, which is you, right? And forgive them for what they've done. Self-forgiveness is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself, right? Yes, Dinesh is powerful and at peace. It will help you feel powerful. It will help you feel at peace. Yes. Feel free to share in the chat. What does the new meaning put you in? How is it going to influence your decision making going forward? Everybody. I know it's tough. We are here to do tough things. If you want to create permanent change. Yes. What is the new meaning you can assign to the same event? What state does it put you in? And how is it going to influence your decision making going forward? Make the decision now. Don't run away from it. Yes, Satyanarayana says, I am in control. Amazing, very empowering. Yes. It is, not often in life that you can talk about events of this impact. If today you're talking about it, make use of this opportunity to reassign the meaning. Anu says, but after this event, I feel breaking all morals. I followed all this, being honest, being loyal. But isn't it negative? Can you please clarify for me? Yes. That is, after this incident, you're talking about the first 5 questions. You're feeling like breaking all morals, all of that, right? Because you feel like you deserve to, or somebody else deserve it. Who do you need to forgive to let go of that feeling? You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive your husband. You need to forgive somebody else. Yes. What is the new meaning? First, assign the new meaning. Then only you can assign the new state. What is the new meaning you want to give to that incident? Maybe it made you stronger. Maybe it is going to enable you to help others in your same situation. Yes. Govinda says, yes, exploring completely new and challenging business. Fantastic. I'm lovable and a good human being capable of helping myself and everyone around me and be childlike again. Isn't that amazing? Pankaj says, it made me stronger. How beautiful is that? So by the way, Anu, if you're saying, it is making you want to break those morals, do you think that is good for you or it is bad for you, first of all? It's bad for you. Do you think it'll be good for the people you love if you break all the morals of honesty, love, and all of that? Will it be good? It'll be bad for your kids, for anybody you like, in anybody you love in your life. It'll be bad for them. So you definitely don't want to go there. That's established, right? So tell me, what did you learn from that incident? What is the positive meaning from it? Yes. It made you stronger in some way. You can say it made me stronger intellectually and emotionally. Yes. It enabled you to help others who might be in a similar situation. Yes or no? Maybe one day you will share your inspiring story and inspire millions of people. Yes. Question 6, 7, 8 is the most important set out of this 8. Yes. Satya says, feel more stronger, and now my life is in my control. Yes. Shift the meaning and you shift your life. If I can handle that thing, nothing can shake me easily. Just stronger version of myself. Isn't that amazing? Shashank just shared. If I could handle that and come out of it smiling, come out of it strong today, I can handle any other thing in life. Anu, you can assign that same meaning. Yes. What happened to me was to make me stronger. Yes. Should we forgive and forget too? See, when you forgive, what happens is, forget is a very generic, general term. Don't use the word forget. When you're reassigning the meaning, what will you remember? You will remember the positive meaning instead of the negative meaning. You understand? It's not about forgetting. You will never be able to forget a very traumatic event in your life. Let's be practical here. Can anybody forget losing their father? Can anybody forget losing a big amount of money, 20 lakhs? Can anybody forget your husband cheating on you? You can't. Forgetting is not the right question to ask even. You will never be able to forget it. The thing is, when you do remember it, when you recall it, do you think about negative things around it, or have you assigned a positive meaning to it? That's the real question. Remember the positive meaning to it. Yes. Yes. All right. Okay. So I'm going to share how I worked on it. It'll be an example, just one small example for you to be working on. Yes. Anu says, yes, made me super strong. I put my happiness first. If I'm happy, my kids will be happy. I'm more focused on my specific goal. It made me stronger. 5 amazing meanings. Can everybody say more power to Anu? Yes. MPTY, more power to you in the chat. Everybody, MPTY in the chat, more power to you. For everybody who's sharing their positive meanings. Yes. More power to you guys. It takes a lot of emotional strength to be able to do this. Yes. Type MPTY in the chat. Yes. So these are the 8 questions. I hope you've written it down. You know, how I created this instant breakthrough for myself. So what happened to me was in 2019, my father and my grandmother passed away within 3 months. So my father passed away on 26th of July. My grandmother passed away in October itself. Within 3-4 months, both of them passed away. My assumptions were this should not have happened. My assumption was the universe is unfair. The world is unfair, unjust. God is unfair. I wanted to stop praying. Imagine. How many of you felt something like this? You want to stop praying. You don't stop believing in God after something like this happens. Yes. Meaning, it was unfair. I was unlucky or being punished for something. All of these meanings I assigned to it. Yes. Yes. Number 4, emotional state. My emotional state was of suffering, conflict, and self-pity. I was pitying myself. Oh my God, why am I going through this? Yes. Bichara Ankit. Yes. Others pitied me, and that reflected in my own pity for myself. Number 5, influence on decision making. How did it influence my decision making? I became overly protective of my mother. She was the only one I had left. I was not even married then. Right. Lower optimism for the future. I had so many big dreams for the future. After this happened, I was like, I'm not going to be able to share all of this with my father. If I just survive, if I just live, it is okay. Right? I don't have to have big dreams. Right? My optimism went down. And here is the tough part. The new meaning I assigned was life happens for you, in your favor. And the craziest thing I can ever tell you is death can be happy. You know, in Japanese culture, there is this saying that you never know what horrible fate your bad luck has saved you from. You never know what horrible fate your bad luck has saved you from. Right? So maybe if my father hadn't passed away peacefully in his sleep, he would have got more pain for many months in a hospital. Yes. We don't know. Right? So maybe it was in some way good for him. And maybe it was God wanted me to become independent, to learn more, to grow more, to become stronger. Yes. I realized the source of suffering was selfish. Yes. When somebody dies, we say, no, they are in a good place. They are in a better place now. They are in heaven. Then we should be happy for them. But when we are sad for selfish reasons because we don't have access to them. Right? So I realized that. that suffering is a selfish thing, right? Although the pain is very real, you should mourn them. You should celebrate their life. You should be thankful for the time you did have with them, right? But feeling like they should have lived longer, it's as if I am God and I can control that, right? That's step number 6. Step number 7, after you assign the new meaning, new state is, now I'm grateful for all the wonderful years and learnings that I did have with my father and my grandmother. Yes. And I want to build a legacy by helping others. That's the time I made a decision. I want to help 1 billion people live up to their full potential. I didn't have any course then. I launched my first course 6 months later in March of 2020. And how many of you think I have helped you at least a little bit in the last few days? I'm going to help you a lot. But if you agree, I've helped you a little bit, type yes in the chat. I'm here today because of this new meaning I have assigned to you. Yes, I'm here today being able to help so many people because of this new meaning that I've assigned to you. So if my father had not passed away, I would still be selling t-shirts somewhere, right? I was running an e-commerce company, selling t-shirts, watches, all of that, making good money. Yes. But because of this incident, I decided to shift my life. And today I recently got, an award in Bangalore just last week from my mentor. Yes. I even have a lot of abundance. I've sold over 5 crores worth of online courses. Yes. I have helped over 70,000 people now. Yes. So indirectly, it helped me discover my passion. It helped me change the world. Slowly one day, when I achieve my goal of helping 1 billion people live up to their full potential, I would have changed the world in my own way. So step 8 is influence your decision making, bigger, bolder plans and execution. Yes. Because now I know, maybe like my father, or maybe, like every other human being, I have limited time on this planet. So I can't be lazy. Whatever time I do have, I should be using it productively. Yes. So I need to execute bigger, bolder, help more people. Yes. And not only that, 8 months later, in July of 2020, my grandfather also passed away. Right. So 3 people within 11 months. But there, I was able to be the strong me. I was able to help my mother through it. I was able to help other people in my house through it, all my relatives through it, because of this change I had already assigned in my mind. I was being able to be 100% me there. Right. Today, I want you to create your turnaround story. How many of you are ready for this? How many of you are ready for this? Anything can be a real motivation. Yes. What's your story? What's the new meaning you want to assign to your life? Everybody, go to the WhatsApp group right now. Your task is, what is the life event that is the most traumatic for you? Number 2, what was the old meaning about it, around it? And what is the new meaning today you are assigning from today to let go of all that hurt and trauma from the past? Yes. Go to the WhatsApp group right now. Your inner circle, June 2023 WhatsApp group. Yes. I want you to get started with this task. Everybody, what is our rule? Don't get up from your chair till you have posted the task in the video. Yes. So it says how to not get back to older self after assigning this new meaning. Assign this new meaning, be in this state over the next 3 days, which means today, tomorrow, and day after. We will make it more permanent. Don't worry. Let's go step by step. All right. We will do dissociation technique. We will go into the past and heal ourselves. All of that will happen. Right. So it's a step-by-step process. The first step is assign the positive meaning and always talk about that positive meaning only. Yes. Vasu wants the previous slide. Sure. I'll share the previous slide. Anu says, the best thing happened is I'm here in this inner circle group. If this incident wouldn't have happened, I wasn't looking to find my better version. Isn't that amazing? Yes. That is why you came here to work on yourself. And you've already changed. You're already changing every single day. You're becoming better. Yes. So maybe that was just a push from the universe to get you on to work on yourself. Right? Yes. Parul says, my husband cheated on me. Now I'm learning. How can I be independent and much stronger, more stronger, right? You're going to be able to be a role model for other girls, maybe your own kids. Yes. Being independent, right? Maybe you were meant to be with somebody else. Who knows? Tomorrow you may discover a nice gentleman who was always meant for you. Maybe. Who knows? Right? So I want you to share this task in the WhatsApp group. The life event, the old meaning and the new meaning. See, let me give you one other piece of insights, right? Most people, no, when they come to me and they say that, this happened to me, or somebody's cheated on me, somebody cheated my money from me, somebody betrayed me, all of these things. When you are saying those things, have you ever noticed you start to feel it, you get into a negative state? Yes. And what happens when you're sharing that story with your friends, with your parents, with anybody? They start to pity you. Yes or no? Oh, I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry for your loss. Yes, I'm so sorry for what happened. How many of you noticed that? Because of your words, how you're saying it, people will start to pity you. Yes or no? They will start to pity you because you are talking about pity. You are asking for pity. The way you talked about it, you're asking for pity. Everybody who goes through something tough in your life has two choices. You can create a story of pity, which will get you more pity from everybody around you, and you will spend the rest of your life like that. How many of you know somebody who is old, 60, 70, 80 years old, and you always have pity for them because they're talking about the losses in their life all the time? Yes, you can end up like that person. Or you have a choice. Instead of building a story of pity, I want to build a story of inspiration. What is the choice you have? Anybody who goes through a tough situation in your life, you have a choice. Do I want to build a story of pity, or do I want to build a story of inspiration? How do you build a story of inspiration? You say, this thing happened. You talk about it with a smile. And I was thinking that it was a bad thing for me. It actually turned out so well. Today, I'm telling you the story of my story so proudly, and you guys are inspired, right? So when you say that, the person listening will not have pity for you. The person listening will be like, oh my God, she went through so much. He went through so much, and he's still doing so well in his life. I should do more with my life. Yes or no? They will be inspired by you instead of having pity for you. Yes or no? So make that choice today. Are you going to create a story of inspiration, or are you going to create a story of pity? Right? The way you share it with others will determine what you get. You're sharing a positive story around it, or you're sharing a negative story around it. Yes. You have to share it with others. It is a fact of life, but share the positive meaning around it, not the negative meaning around it. Yes. Do you understand? If you share, in spite of this happening, Priya, in spite of these things happen to me, I'm working towards this, I have achieved this. Yes, they will be inspired from you. Share the story, tell the whole world about it, but share the positive that came out of it. That's what I'm asking. Yes, I'm not telling you not to share. I'm not telling you not to share, right? I'm telling you to share the positive meaning. All right, it's time to go to the WhatsApp group and post this task right now. Amazing, amazing messages coming into the chat right now. This is one of the most beautiful decisions you will ever make for yourself. So you're still working on it. I want you to write this, share it in the WhatsApp group. If you need a few minutes, take a few minutes, write it carefully, design a very empowering meaning. Yes. And read other people's messages. It will inspire you to create your own. Right. And make sure you post your messages, because it might inspire somebody else who has been through a similar situation in our inner circle group to assign that same meaning. When you see the new meaning other people have assigned, it will push you to assign your new meaning as well. It happens every time we do this in a circle. Somebody's like, I don't know what is the new meaning to assign. Then they will read other people's messages. Then they're like, yes, I can also think of it like this. So I want you to do that today, not just for yourself, for everybody around you, for people in the inner circle, for people in your family. Yes. Sunil sir says, I was fired after 35 years of service in spite of making the institute top 5. Taking positively, started working in the share market, now planning to start a business with my son. See, so what's the positive thing that came out of it? You learned the stock market. Yes. Now you are planning to start your own business. How fantastic is that? So whatever you're posting in the Zoom chat, guys, take all of this, post it in the WhatsApp group. Post it in the WhatsApp group. Your tasks are supposed to be posted in the WhatsApp group. Chandra sir says, loss in business and the trauma of being cheated by partner. Yes, old meaning failure, incapability, low risk appetite, new meaning, opportunity to learn more about myself, my strengths, and move ahead in life. I have a long-term vision to start your own business and be a role model to my kids and give them a great life. Isn't that crazy? All right. So I want to take just 30 seconds, give thanks to the universe, to your mentors, and send out the gratitude, because today is going to be a profound day. Even if you don't realize it right now, you will see the effects of the decision you make today for the rest of your life. All right. Thank you so much for being here today and being a part of my dreams. Today, I want to hear your story and the positive meaning you're going to assign to every single thing that has happened. Right? Be it in business, be it in your personal life, be it in relationships, be it in your job. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. All right. So one quick reminder, by tonight 9 p.m., make sure you finish your daily task as well towards your 30-day project and post my task is done. All right. In the accountability groups, guys, don't post the tasks and the I am awake thing in the main WhatsApp group. Post it in your accountability groups only. Now, this task that I give you at the end of the video, that has to be posted in the main WhatsApp group so we can learn from each other's tasks. But your 30-day project that you're working on, your daily task, when you're done with that by 9 p.m., you share it in your accountability group. I hope that is clear with everybody. Yes. Thank you to everybody who's tapping. Thank you in the chat. Pankaj, Kavita, Gubendra, Revati, Meenal, Praveen, Narsingam, Prashant, Ram Nivasar, Kiran, Bhuvendra, Kulvinder, Prasad, Shivkumar, Chiki Arora, Manav, Srinivas, Kiran, Parul, KR Menon, Chandra Sir, Meeta, Kulvinder, Parul. Thank you so much, guys. Ashutosh, Raja, Srinivas. Okay. Srinivas sir says everyday link is not getting. You're not getting the link. It's shared in the WhatsApp group early in the morning. There might be some setting change you need to make in your WhatsApp. You can check that out. Okay. Take care, guys. Have a fantastic day ahead. I'll see you again tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Thank you so much.